Hey, Mark from Quiz Heroes here, and welcome to this week's quiz. This week's quiz is the Ultimate Quiz Challenge. We have 4 different categories for you and 40 challenging questions. This week's categories are Phobias, movie quotes, US presidents, and general trivia. The first round is the Phobias round, and here comes the first question. Aerophobia is a phobia of what? Aerosols, wind, or flying? And the answer is flying. Let's move on to question number 2. Inoculophobia is a fear of what? Places, crowds, or cheese? And the answer is crowds. Question number 3. Mysophobia is a fear of what? Losing something, driving, or contamination? And the answer is contamination. Question number 4. Iatrophobia is a fear of what? Is it doctors, dentists, or hospitals? And the answer is doctors. Question number 5. Glossophobia is a fear of what? Nail varnish, paint, or public speaking? And the answer is public speaking. Let's move on to question 6. Sphexophobia is a fear of what? Is it spectacles, wasps, or spherical objects? And the answer is wasps. Question number 7. If you suffer from musophobia, what do you have a fear of? Is it music, mime artists, or mice? And the answer is mice. Question number 8. Nosocomophobia is a fear of what? Is it nostrils, hospitals, or supermarkets? And the answer is hospitals. Question number 9. Ailurophobia is a fear of what? Is it cats, ailments, or warts? And the answer is cats. And the final question of this round, question number 10. Ophidiophobia is a fear of what? Is it snakes, oranges, or candles? And the answer is snakes. Let's move on to round number 2. Round number 2 is the movie quotes round. See if you can guess which movie the quote is from. Question number 11. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. And the answer is Gone with the Wind, made in 1939. Question number 12. Go ahead, make my day. And the answer is Sudden Impact from 1983. Question 13. You can't handle the truth. Which movie is that line from? And the answer is A Few Good Men from 1992. Question 14. I'm the King of the World. Which movie is that from? And the answer is Titanic from 1997. Question 15. I feel the need for speed is from what film? And the answer is Top Gun from 1986. Question number 16. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer is a line from which film? And the answer is The Godfather Part 2 from 1974. Question 17. Ogres are like onions is a line from which film? And the answer is Shrek from 2001. Question 18. I just wanted to take another look at you is a line from what film? And the answer is A Star is Born from 2018. Question 19. I want to play a game. Which movie is that line from? And the answer is Saw from 2004. And the final question for this round. Question 20. For a guy with a 4-digit IQ, I must have missed something is a line from what film? And the answer is Limitless from 2011. Okay, let's move on to round number 3. Round number 3 is the US President's round. Question 21. Which US President fathered 15 children? Was it John F. Kennedy, John Tyler, or Andrew Jackson? And the answer was John Tyler. Question 22. Who was the youngest US President to take office at the age of 42? Was it Theodore Roosevelt, Barack Obama, or John F. Kennedy? And the answer was Theodore Roosevelt. Question 23. Which US President was a star football player at the University of Michigan? Was it Jimmy Carter, Gerald Ford, or Lyndon B. Johnson? And the answer was Gerald Ford. Question 24. Which US President famously worked on his father's peanut farm? Was it Bill Clinton, Richard Nixon, or Jimmy Carter? And the answer was Jimmy Carter. Question 25. Which US President previously worked as both a lifeguard and a sportscaster? Was it Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, or John F. Kennedy? And the answer was Ronald Reagan. Question 26. Which US President played the saxophone and famously played on the Arsenio Hall show? Was it Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, or Gerald Ford? And the answer was Bill Clinton. Question 27. Who was the first US President to hail from west of the Mississippi River? Was it Herbert Hoover, Woodrow Wilson, or Theodore Roosevelt? And the answer was Herbert Hoover. Question 28. What was the name of the first US President who took office in 1789? Was it Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, or John Adams? And the answer was George Washington. Question 29. Who was the shortest US President at the height of 5 foot 4 inches? Was it James Madison, John Adams or James Monroe? And the answer was James Madison. And the final question of this round: who was the tallest US president at the height of 6 foot 4 inches? George Washington, Joe Biden or Abraham Lincoln? And the answer was Abraham Lincoln. Let's move on to the final round. The final round, as ever, is the general trivia round, and here comes the first question. Who was the antagonist in the second Star Trek feature film? Was it Q, Khan or Locutus? And the answer was Khan. Question 32. Who was the British Prime Minister at the height of the miners' strike in 1984? Was it John Major, Margaret Thatcher or James Callaghan? And the answer was Margaret Thatcher. Question 33. Family Fortunes is a popular TV game show in the UK. What is the US version of the show called? Is it Family Fortunes, Family Wealth or Family Feud? And the answer is Family Feud. Question 34. Who was the director of the smash hit film Guardians of the Galaxy? Was it James Cameron, James Gunn or J.J. Abrams? And the answer was James Gunn. Question 35. In which year was the popular breakfast cereal Cheerios first sold in the US? Was it 1942, 1944 or 1941? And the answer is 1941. Question 36. What is the top-selling car tyre company in the US? Is it Michelin, Goodyear or Dunlop? And the answer is Goodyear. Question number 37. Globally, what was the top-selling car in 2022? Was it the Toyota Corolla, the Hyundai Tucson or Tesla Model Y? And the answer was the Toyota Corolla. Question number 38. Which famous musician read out a recipe for lentil soup in The Simpsons? Was it Mick Jagger, Paul McCartney or Barry Gibb? And the answer was Paul McCartney. Question number 39. Which US state has the biggest population? Is it Florida, California or Texas? And the answer is California. And the final question of this week's quiz, question 40. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and smile is a line from which hit song by Sting? Was it Fields of Gold, Englishman in New York or Shape of My Heart? And the answer was Englishman in New York. And that brings us to the end of this week's quiz. How did you do? Please leave your scores in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe and press that notification bell to be alerted to all the latest videos. And if you enjoyed this quiz, I'm sure you'll enjoy these. See you next time.